Hi,
Ma'am.
Swasti. Hi, how are you?
I'm good,
I'm very,
ma'am.
I'm very well, thank you.
So, firstly, thank you so much, ma'am, for joining in and taking our time for the session. We are really
Thank you
grateful.
for having me. Thank you for having me.
So, before starting with the session, I would like to introduce you. Shirin Saluja is a future coach, a career cheerleader in the journey of life. She is a strategic intervention coach certified by Robbins Madison Training, the official coach training school. She empowers people to transform every area of life through radical self love and robust self care. She is the epitome of positivity in every area of life, career, relationship advice. You can have it all from her. Thank you so much, ma'am. A warm welcome from MentorMitr.
Thank you, Swasti. Thank you for that fabulous introduction. And let's get.
Okay, so the topic for today is goal setting and habit formation, which is, I think, a important topic for every age group. So the very first question is, ma'am, how should we define and categorize our goals?
Okay, so I have a little bit of a different approach to this. And let's assume that we are talking about 2021 and we've got 9 months left. And to all your viewers right now, if you want to grab a pen and a paper, this is a good time to do that. Because this is the section where we'll be talking in detail about how to set goals. So if I was to ask you, for 2021, tell me all the goals that you have, whether it is your personal life, professional life, love life, financial goals, whatever it might be. I'm sure you will have 10 to 15 goals. All of us have about 10 to 15 goals that we want to accomplish in a year, which is very normal.
Yeah,
So now I want you to write all those goals down on a piece of paper, but I'm going to ask you to pick only three goals, just three goals. That's it. So if right now in your life, with the current situation, what are the three most important goals? If you were to accomplish these goals, you would be the happiest person ever. So start thinking on those lines. And now I'm going to ask you to do a little bit of soul searching. For
okay.
some people, it's easy to just identify, okay, these are my top three goals. But for other people, it might be a little bit of a challenge.
Yeah,
So if you want to figure out that out of those 10 to 12 goals, what are my top three goals? I will, I'll give you three prompts. I'll give you three questions. So ask
okay.
yourself, and write this down if you want to right now, guys. Ask yourself, what do I really want? Okay, what does Swasti want? What does Shirin want? Okay, so ask that question. It's very important. And then ask yourself, what brings me the most amount of joy and satisfaction? What brings me the most amount of joy and fulfillment? That's the second question you need to ask yourself. And the third most important question you need to ask yourself is, why am I doing this? You know, why am I doing this is a very important question, and it comes handy on those difficult days. When you don't see your results and you have to put in a lot of effort, you need to
True.
ask yourself why. So I'll give you
So
an
true.
example from my own life, my personal life. I have a YouTube channel, okay? And there are days when I don't see any increase in my subscribers. In
Yeah,
fact, I lose subscribers. I don't see any engagement. I don't see any views. It's very disheartening. And on those days, I have to get up and create more content.
yeah,
So I remind myself my why. And my
yeah,
why is to inspire people, to create an impact. It was
yeah,
never really about vanity metrics, although vanity metrics are lovely. Everyone wants them. But it was always about the impact. And
hmm,
I always tell myself, if my video helps just one person, my job is done. And so that
hmm,
why pushes me to take action.
yeah,
So why is a very important question, okay? And then coming back to what do I really want? You know,
hmm,
um, if you have 10 to 12 goals on that list, I'm
hmm.
pretty sure 60 to 70% of those goals are not even your goals, okay?
So true.
They are from your parents, from the society. It's what is
True.
expected of you, okay? By a certain age, you should have
Yeah,
this much money. By a certain
so
age, you should have this car, you should have this
true.
property, you should have had a baby. or by this age you should have traveled to these many countries, or you should own that bag by now. You really need to ask yourself,
Yeah.
goal my goal, or is this something? Hi, are you there? Because I think the connection is a little slow. So you need to ask yourself, is this goal my goal, or is this because I'm trying to impress other people, or I'm trying to keep up with the Kardashians or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
So do some soul searching, and the idea with this exercise is to really simplify your life, okay? Focus on what really matters to you, what really matters to your situation right now, and then just zero down, double down on that, on those goals, on those three goals, right?
Yeah.
And of course, ask yourself, what is bringing me the most amount of joy and fulfillment? I think we all know that. Deep down, we
Yeah.
all know. You know, what
Yeah.
lights up my soul? You know that, right? So when you
Same.
ask yourself these questions, you should be able to come up with three goals. And also take a look at what's happened, okay? In 2020, COVID happened, and we are still coming out of it. So
Yeah.
some opportunities which existed before COVID do not exist now, but there are other opportunities which have come up because of COVID. So maybe you need to reevaluate and realign your goals, okay? So come up with three goals, and that's it. I'm making your life very simple here. This is my absolute favorite strategy to get things done on time, effectively, quickly. It's called the pick three strategy. So you've got three goals. Now that we've got three goals, you need to get specific with your goals, okay? You need to define them. So
Okay.
I want to get healthy, I want to lose weight. No, that's very vague. But
Okay.
goal like, I want to lose 5 kilos by changing my diet, by hiring a personal trainer, by enrolling myself in culture,
Like
is a
being
specific.
specific.
Yes, it's very important. Otherwise, you're just going to have vague results with vague goals.
So
Okay,
true.
right? So and the other thing you need to do is put a deadline on it. So I'm going to
Okay.
achieve this by, let's say, June 1st, 2021. That's it. Now you've defined a goal. So like this, define all three goals, and then commit to taking massive daily action every single day. So how do we do that? Again, in your diary, allocate a specific time, like 8 to 9 a.m. I will exercise. Where will I do it? Allocate the space. I'll do it on my terrace. I'll go to the gym. So that's important. You're solidifying, where am I going to do this specific activity every single day, right?
Yeah.
So, and then what you need to do is, there and then you've selected three goals, you've defined them, you've put a deadline on it, you've also allocated a specific time and space. Now take one teeny tiny action right now. Right now, what can you do to cement this, to solidify this? Maybe you can order something from Amazon. Maybe you can make a phone call, book a session, just, look up something, do something. Don't go out of your comfort zone, but take some little bit teeny tiny action, okay? So there you go. So, and then the last thing that I want to share is every single day, write down your three goals every single day. Write them down. There was a study that was conducted, by a famous psychologist. I can't remember her name,
No
but
problem.
just by writing your goals down every single day, you increase your chance by 42%. 42%, you're 42% more likely to take action and accomplish your goals. So just by writing it down, you're increasing your chances by 42%. So why wouldn't you do that? It takes
So
less
true.
than 3 minutes to write that down. So
Yeah.
that's how. So this is what I do personally, and it works very well. I tell this to everyone, all my clients, and I'm sharing the strategy with you guys. So hopefully this was helpful. And the idea is, I'm going to keep saying this again and again, simplify your life, simplify it, Yeah. And so what's going to happen is, when you have only three goals and you're showing up every single day and taking action, your focus is going to be laser sharp, okay? You're definitely going to beat your deadlines. Definitely. If you do it properly, you'll meet your deadlines, you'll finish it in time effectively. And then what you can do is, you can go back, once you finish this, accomplish this goal, or you got it under control, it has now become a habit, that it's second nature. You can go back to your original list and see what's the next most important goal, and you can start looking at that as well.
Yeah.
So that's how I would go about, tackling 2021. in
So
terms
I
of
think
goals.
the point where you said that we need to find that why was so important, because that is so true. We set our goals according to society. Like even when you're saying that you lose weight, maybe that's because of that society standard, which is like forcing us to do so. But there's no willpower to do so from inside. So I think that why is extremely important. So thank
Yeah,
you
I
so
think
much, ma'am. Yeah.
you're welcome. Yeah. The why
Okay.
is very important. Very, very important.
Okay, so ma'am, there is a big statement that it takes only 21 days to form a habit. So what is your view on that?
Okay, first of all, it's not true. It's not true. The original statement was it takes a minimum of 21 days, not only
Hmm.
21 days. So वो
Hmm.
minimum of 21 days को इतना खींच के
So
it's now
true.
become only 21 days. Uh, Having said that, it may work for some people. If it's a
Okay.
small habit, if it's not a very monumental change, you might be able to bring about that change in 21 days. But
Hmm.
um, if you actually look at studies, it takes anywhere between 2 months to 8 months
Okay.
for someone to pick up a habit like that,
Hmm.
you know. So yeah, if you do a little bit of research, it's very interesting. There was
Okay.
a plastic surgeon in 1960s, Dr.
Okay.
Maxwell Malt. He wrote
Hmm.
this book called Psycho-Cybernetics, and he was the
Okay.
first one to make this observation. So he said, Dr. Malt said, it takes a minimum of 21 days. He never said it takes only 21
Only.
days. So
Yeah.
now it has been stretched and stretched. Having said that, like I said, it may work for some people, but for
Hmm.
most people, for me, in my life, it has not worked. It has not worked. And the thing is, with me, if I want to adopt a habit which is a good habit and it's going to benefit me, then I'm not calculating how many days and how many days do I need to do
So
it
true.
to make it a habit. I will look at it
Hmm.
as a lifestyle change for life.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
So for example, it's exercising regularly. I
Yeah.
want to exercise till my very last day on this planet. Why?
Yeah.
Because it's good, right? So I'm not thinking in terms of 21 days. I'm thinking in terms
Hmm.
of I'm a healthy person and so I exercise regularly. So
Yeah.
my thought and I want to also push this point out to you guys is that start becoming that habit. Instead of counting how many days should I do this for, 21 days, 31 days, 90 days. No, just if it's a good habit, do it forever, right?
Hmm.
So that's just how I think. And yeah, I hope that answered your question as well about
Thank you so
most.
much for busting this myth. Because even that days thing now, like people search for how to lose weight in 1 month. Like they want that specific period कि इतने time में हो जाना चाहिए, and they don't see it as a lifestyle change. So I
Yeah,
completely agree that it's kind of a lifestyle change you do instead of restricting it to 21 days.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Okay, so
Yeah.
ma'am, what are SMART goals according to you, and how do we set them?
Hmm. So according to me, smart goals are believable goals. Okay.
Okay.
So when I'm setting a goal for myself, okay, for example, you have a goal that in 2021, I want to become a social media influencer. Great. And so your goal is like, by the end of 2021, I will have 100,000 Instagram followers. Great.
Hmm.
It's
Okay.
doable, yes. But do you believe that you can get 100,000 followers? And you have to be completely honest, okay? You don't
Okay.
have to tell me this, but be honest with yourself, right? So maybe a more believable goal is to have 10,000 followers by the end of 2021. So I'm
Hmm.
almost telling you to set up these goals in an underwhelming way. If,
Hmm.
for example, if you're earning 50,000 rupees right now and you want to jump to 1 lakh, okay?
Hmm.
If you believe you deserve it, by all means, you will be able to achieve that. But if you
Hmm.
don't feel and believe deep down that you deserve 1 lakh, even if you work 18 hours a day, even if you get 10 extra clients, even if you bend backwards, you might go from 50 to 60, but you won't go from 50 to 1 lakh,
One
right?
lakh.
So you are setting yourself up for disappointment that way. At the end of 2021, when you don't achieve that target, that unreal target that you set, you will just be
Hmm.
like, oh my God, I feel like such a failure. And then you wouldn't want to take more action. So I'm not saying don't dream big. Dream big. By all means, dream big. But don't try and squeeze in a 5-year plan into just 1 year or 9 months for that matter. Right now, we've got only nine months left. So
Yeah.
again, yeah, whatever you believe you deserve, like there is a threshold of deservingness, okay? And
Okay.
if you feel and believe that this is what I truly deserve, you will not be able to beat that by a huge margin. Okay, so 50 ka 60 ho jayega. Yeah, if you really like, if you think 5,000 followers is very doable for you, 6,000 ho jayega, 7,000 ho jayega, but you will never be able to get to 100,000. So you need to work on that, and slowly. So take consistent action, build it up, and maybe see if this really is a 1-year plan or should it be a 5-year plan. So just, yeah. So that is just my take on SMART goals. So be smart about it. Set yourself up for winning, okay, every single day. So that's how I like to set goals, SMART
Thank you
goals.
so much, ma'am, for this wonderful insight. So, can you share some tips about how can we eliminate a bad habit and incorporate a good one?
Yeah. So, okay. Yeah. So, okay. So everything happens on a spectrum. So everything exists in polar opposites. So every bad habit has an opposite good habit. So if you think of a really long spectrum, on one side would be a good habit, on one side would be a bad habit, right? So just visualize yourself walking from that bad habit to that good habit. But when you're walking, you're not running, you're walking. You're taking baby steps, you're taking consistent action, baby steps every day. So just hold that thought in your head. That is number one. And then I always tell everyone, any bad habit, it started because it serves some kind of purpose in your life. So even though you have this bad habit, it is fulfilling certain needs. And you have to make your peace with that and accept that. So maybe when you started smoking and drinking, it was to be seen with the right kind of people. It was because you wanted to connect with people. So it is serving that need. So you have to accept, okay? You don't have to fight that habit. Accept the purpose and the role of that habit in your life. And then think about it. Can I adopt another new habit which is healthy and which will fulfill the same needs for me? So the need for connection, the need to be seen with right people. So right now, yoga and meditation everyone is doing that. So can I join a meditation group, fulfill the same need? I'm not saying this will transform you overnight. Nothing here is like, okay, today I'm this and tomorrow I'm a completely different person. I'm not giving you any such promises, any such tools, but it's a slow change, and that's what I believe in, consistent action, consistent change. Yeah. So that was the point. So yeah, accept what role that bad habit is playing in your life, and then try and move towards an alternate habit, which is a positive habit, which will possibly fulfill the same needs for you. And this comes with a little bit of self-awareness. So be patient with yourself also. Then the other thing is that I keep saying this: take small baby steps every single day. Just that is what you need to focus on. That's just how I would approach this. And also, just when you're trying to adopt a good habit, let's not even talk about bad habits now. Forget your bad habits for a minute. Let's just focus on a good habit. Where your focus will go, energy will flow. So just focus on a good habit and make it fun. Make it fun. It's so important to have fun. Now, if let's say, for example, you want to consume more books, you want to read more books on self-help and say wealth management, okay? So could you maybe listen to audiobooks while doing makeup or while organizing your room? Because when you do makeup and you're like organizing your room, those activities are on autopilot. So you're not even using your brain power, but you're doing something else. So all your brain power can go into, understanding that book, and you're doing something which is autopilot. So you're combining those two activities and you're making it fun. Now you need to get creative. How can I make this fun? And if it is fun, you will come back to it again and again. If it's not fun, you'll be like, oh, I can't be bothered. So so you have to make it fun for you.
Like this happens with exercising also. So like if you decided you want to do that slow eating workout and you know that you can't able to start with it, so at least start with walking, like you said, baby steps. And then suddenly, like this happened with me, I started with that workout, and the very day I give it up on that, like I can't exercise. But then my mom said that you love dancing, maybe why not you try dancing? So I think seeing that what you love is very important.
Your mom is very wise. All moms are very wise. What she said is
That's
It's
true.
true, absolutely true. So with exercising, you have to do what you love doing. So if you enjoy
Yeah.
dancing, it's a great workout. And another thing I do is, I play my favorite music and I'll put that video on mute. I'll play the music that I love. So that
Yeah.
gets me in the mood. So, you just have to get creative, like I said, and find different ways to make it fun for you. So yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much, ma'am. So, according to you, how one can notice that she has adopted a new habit?
Okay. Wow. So this will happen in the most unexpected way. The side
Okay.
effect of adopting any good habit is joy, is feeling of joy, passion,
Hmm.
excitement. When you talk about it to another person, you want to shout it out from rooftops. You want to tell everyone, look, I'm doing this. So when you
Yeah.
start feeling that way, that's a good indicator. Okay, I have adopted a new habit. And
Hmm.
also, like I said before, the habit becomes you, or you become the habit. So, for
Yeah.
example, 6 months ago, you couldn't get up early in the morning, and you wanted to start waking up at 7 a.m. And so you got into the habit, and now you are into the habit that your body is also attuned to it. You don't need an alarm anymore. Your body just wakes up at 7. So
Yeah.
when your body and your mind and your soul come together, and you start to basically, like, you identify with that habit, it becomes your
Hmm.
identity. That's a good way
Hmm.
to kind of um, know, okay, and it becomes second nature. It becomes like just getting up in the morning, having a bath, just eating 3 meals, going to bed. It becomes
Yeah.
routine for you, so you don't have to try hard, you don't have to struggle to do that thing. It just comes naturally, and the side effect is feeling happy, feeling joy, feeling a lot of
Yeah.
excitement and all of that. And pride, you'll be very proud as well, when you tell your friends or you tell anybody about it. So yeah, I think that answers your question, I
Yeah,
think.
absolutely. Okay. So, how can setting goals help you to form a healthy habit? So, like, what is the relation with goal and a habit formation?
Good question. So I believe that it goes hand in hand. Good habits and goal setting, they go hand in hand. So when you set your goals, you bring in a lot of clarity, you bring in a
Hmm.
lot of focus, you bring in a lot of discipline, and those are key ingredients to develop a new healthy habit. So yeah, I think yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like so true. Like if like my exams are approaching and I
Hmm.
know that I want to score good marks and I have the goal. So
Yeah.
I start to build that small habits of maybe waking up early for it, and then so eventually that habits come into the routine, like as you said earlier. So I think
Yeah,
it's completely
yeah,
like
it's a focus, it's a clarity, मुझे ये करना ही है. Or exams again is a great example because you have a deadline.
yeah.
Human beings form amazingly well when you have deadlines. Okay, when
Hmm.
you put deadlines for yourself, you will want to get it done, and that laser sharp focus is what we are after. So
Yeah.
again, so it becomes a habit then. You have to
Hmm.
do it every day. I have to get up
Yeah.
and do it. And then, like I said before, if you put like between 7 and 8, I will do this. I will get up and study. So that becomes a routine. It becomes a habit. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, ma'am. So we have some questions. So
Oh my God.
Amrita is asking that how can we realize that there's a need for a good habit or like they are currently in a bad lifestyle?
Mm, well, I think you are the best judge. If you're not happy with where you are, if you're not fulfilled,
Hmm.
you will know. Like, I think that's the biggest indicator. Like, how are you doing emotionally, day to day to day? Like, if you are in a good state of mind emotionally, then about 85 to 90% of the time you feel good. So,
Hmm.
good indicator. If you're feeling really like lethargic and you don't want to get up from bed, you have all these emotional states where you're like, oh, can't be bothered.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a good indicator that maybe something needs to be tweaked, something needs to be changed. Maybe we need to bring in something new, a bit of freshness into our life. Yeah.
Okay, so Sian is asking something which I think I relate too much. That any
Mhm.
advice for those who procrastinate a lot and are lazy and are not bothered to set any goals or habit?
Oh my God. This is again a question that cannot be answered in like a minute. I think iske liye I can sit down and do a whole session with you guys. But I think for me, like I'll tell you personally, procrastination comes from, I wouldn't say you're lazy or you're silly or whatever. I think it comes from some kind of a belief that maybe I'm not good enough, maybe if I, the fear of being seen, okay, if I do this and what if I fail, I think that is a bigger sort of what I have experienced with my own self and people that I coach. I see this again and again and again, this recurring pattern. Like if you believe deep down, like, what I'm doing is great. I believe in me. And even if it's not so great, I don't care. I'll still do it. So with that mindset, I think you wouldn't procrastinate. You will just get everything done, finished. Like first thing in the morning, you will get up and do the most difficult task. That's what I have experienced. Yeah. So I hope that kind of gave you a little bit of an insight. Like I said, it's a big topic and something that I don't think I can answer properly, in a matter of 2-3 minutes. So yeah.
Okay, so how do you know when a habit is holding you back?
When a habit is holding you back. How do you know when a habit is holding you back? Wow, this is making me think. How do you know when a habit is holding you back? This is a good one.
It's okay,
So,
ma'am.
So, like for example, let's talk about social media, because social media is such a big part of all our lives right now, right? So and all of us have Instagram accounts, and we are on YouTube, we are on Facebook, whatever. So right now everybody's doing Instagram reels. Okay, reels is the big thing. You have right. So a habit, like, okay, again, maybe you're like, oh yeah, tomorrow I'll get up and do that reel, but for some reason you just don't, because something is holding you back. And again, maybe it's that. So when you don't take action, and you should take action, and it's good for you, it's going to bring growth, it is a little bit out of your comfort zone, but it is the exact thing you need right now to get to the next level. But yet you don't take that action, that very action, and you keep saying, yeah, I will. So what is holding you back? Some kind of maybe belief, some habit, something, right? Some fear, something. So yeah, that's just how I feel. We don't take action when we should, and habits hold us back. Yeah.
So I think, ma'am, the time is coming to an end. So I just want that if you have any advice or any message for the viewers, like any last message you want to drop in for us, so we love to hear that.
Okay, yeah. My biggest advice is, I have said this I think 5-6 times already. Go slow. Okay, I'm kind of telling you something that maybe you were not expecting. I'm almost telling you to have set your goals in an underwhelming way. I don't want you to shock your body and your mind. You've not been to the gym for 10 months, and tomorrow you go to the gym for two hours. Then after that, you'll have a great session, but your body might start revolting. Your mind, your subconscious mind will be like, what is this? I'm not used to this. So, you might develop pains, you might get some fever. So the next 2 weeks, you will not be able to get up. And that happens a lot. So in a way, I'm saying consistent action, baby steps, small steps, underwhelming amount of action, and have fun along the way. Like, that is so important. Whatever it is that you're doing, having fun is so important. And along the way, along your journey, celebrate every little win, because that is your life happening. Okay, don't miss out on that. So celebrate little wins, go slow, and just have fun. And if you guys really want a great book on habit formation, get Atomic Habits by James Clear. It is a life-changing book, and I read a lot of books, and I'm not saying this lightly. These days, most books don't impress me, but this book is amazing. So highly recommend you get that book if you want to get more into habit formation. And yeah, that is it. That is my advice for you guys.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I would really love to say that the whole session was so informative. It was so interesting, like seeing your enthusiasm, like we are getting those vibes that, we have to get into that habit formation. We have to do that goal setting. So that enthusiasm is really keeping us into that. So thank you so
Okay.
much. Like we really enjoyed the session, and even the audience is like the way they've interacted with us. I think they also enjoyed the session. So thank you so much for it.
I'm so glad. Thank you for having me. And yeah, should we end the session now?
Yeah, thank you,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Okay, Firstly, bye. Bye.